Welcome back to another Premier League predictions video. This is for week 5 of the Premier League and we're well into the new season. Things have settled down, so there's no excuse for any team. First game up is Newcastle and Leeds. This will be a tough game for both sides. Both sides have had a poor start to the season. Last week Newcastle got hammered by Manchester United, and equally, Leeds got hammered by Liverpool. It doesn't seem that either side have really learned from their mistakes in the opening fixtures, and I think we'll see more of those mistakes in this fixture. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. Next game up is Wolverhampton and Brentford. This will be a 2-0 win to Wolverhampton. Next game up is Liverpool and Crystal Palace. I think this will be a tough game for both sides. Normally, I'd probably say Liverpool wins this easily, but considering how Crystal Palace beat Spurs last week, who were the league leaders, which is even more impressive, I think Palace will have a lot to offer in this game. However, because Liverpool have had such a good start to the season, I think this will be a 3-0 win to Liverpool. Next game up is Man City and Southampton. This will be a 3-0 win to Man City. Next game up is Norwich and Watford. This will be a tough game for both sides. I also think it's a massive game, because come the end of the season, whichever team manages, or if they pick up maximum points in this fixture, it will make a huge difference at the end of the season. It's only week 5, but games like this really do matter. Obviously, I think it'll be a close game. Norwich have had a shocking start to the season, as predicted. They had the toughest run of any team in the Premier League in the opening 4 fixtures. So now their fixture list is starting to turn, meaning that they should start picking up points. And for Watford, obviously their fixture run in the opening fixtures were easier than Norwich. So if they were going to pick up any points, they would have done so. However, they probably didn't pick up as many points as they probably wanted to. Beating Aston Villa in the first game, you expected them to build on from that, but they just haven't. And going to this game, going to this game away from home, it's going to be a tough ask to pick up maximum points, if any. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Next game up is Burnley and Arsenal. This will be a tough game for both sides. Obviously, in my previous videos, I've said that Burnley had a decent start to the season, but it's starting to look like they're having a poor start now because they haven't really picked up a lot of points. And on top of that, they're starting to get hammered by teams. They lost 3-1 to Everton, which it looked like at one point they were going to go on to win that game. Somehow they capitulated. I'm not sure if that was because Everton were good. No, that wasn't the case because Everton were awful in that game. So that wasn't the case. And with Arsenal, they got their first win against Norwich. It was very unconvincing. They made a lot of mistakes in that game. And it looks like that'll happen again in this game. It looks like they'll have to really, be at their best to get any points. This will be a close game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Burnley. Next game up is Aston Villa and Everton. This is another tough game for both sides. I feel like Everton have been unconvincing this season, although they are pretty much at the top of the table. I think they're just not actually. I think they're equal top, or they're not top because of goal difference. I have to recheck the table, but they've had a very good start to the season. Although, their form has been all over the place. Um, Somehow they're picking up maximum points in games where really they should only be picking up one or even less than that. And with Aston Villa, it was always going to be tough to replicate what they did last season, especially because they sold their best player. Although, having said that, they did bring in some reinforcements, which haven't really had much impact so far. It's still early in the season, so there's still time for those new signings to really gel and really add a lot to the team. Once again, this will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Everton. Next game up is Brighton and Leicester. This will be a tough game for Leicester. Brighton have been really solid this season. Obviously, defensively, they've been impressive, as they were last season. The only disappointment is that they're not scoring a lot of goals, but maybe that will come in time. And with Leicester, obviously, it's been a mixed start to the season. They've won some games, but they've also lost some games as well. I don't think they were that bad against Man City last week. In fact, they were actually good, but it doesn't matter if you don't pick up the points. This will be a tough game. Either side could win it. I think it'll be a 2-1 win to Brighton. Next game up is West Ham and Manchester United. West Ham were really poor last week. They did have a player sent off, which was Antonio. And, I don't think that really made much of a difference. Excuse me. I still think, oh my god. I still think West Ham were poor. And with Manchester United, they beat a poor Newcastle team, although it took them well into the second half to do that, and they ended up conceding as well. I'm not what I'm not sure what to make of Manchester United. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo's come back and he's scoring goals, so that will boost the team a little bit, and it adds a lot of quality. Going to this one, I think it'll be a close game. It'll be a tough game for both sides. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. And the last game for excuse me, oh my god. What is going on? And for the last game of the week, it is Tottenham and Chelsea. This game probably won't be a great game. It will most likely be the most boring game of the week. Both teams are set up to defend, so they're solid defensively, but I think that'll be a detriment to the game. But, that doesn't really matter. It's all about getting the points, getting the win. Tottenham, I'm not sure where to gauge Tottenham. I think they obviously haven't scored enough goals this season. They've only scored 3. And in fact, Crystal Palace scored 3 goals last week. So Palace scored as many goals as Tottenham have this season in just one game. So that's pretty poor. And on top of that, it doesn't look like a lot of their players are really delivering for the team. I'm not sure if that's because of the way they're set up. But yeah, anyway, and with Chelsea, obviously they've had a good start to the season. The new signing Lukaku scoring goals, so that's good for them. Anyway, this will be a 2-0 win to Chelsea. And that's about it.